Have you ever felt trapped in an endless cycle of negative thoughts and emotions? That feeling that anger, fear, and anxiety are always lurking, ready to take over? It's a common experience, but what if I told you there's a way to overcome all of this? How about discovering how to transform your mind from a misery machine into a source of joy and tranquility? In this video, we'll explore powerful techniques to overcome negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Imagine having control over your mind, being able to effectively handle fear, anger, and anxiety. We'll dive into strategies that not only calm the mind, but also promote deep self-awareness and robust emotional health. Get ready for a journey of transformation. You'll learn to see your thoughts as passing clouds and create space between you and your emotions. With practical examples and a clear approach, this video will show you that happiness is not out of reach. It's within you, waiting to be discovered. Stay with us and see how it's possible to live a life free from the chains of negativity. Thoughts are like clouds passing in the sky of our minds. They have no defined color or fixed shape. Sometimes they are clear and inspiring, other times dark and oppressive. However, it's crucial to understand that thoughts themselves are neither good nor bad. They are just thoughts. The real key to mental health is creating a space between you and these thoughts. Imagine yourself as a silent observer, watching these thoughts pass by without attaching to them. Often our minds can turn into a misery-making machine, but this doesn't have to be our fate. When we can create this distance between ourselves and our thoughts, we start to see things more clearly and objectively. For example, instead of being carried away by negative thoughts that arise when facing a challenge at work, you can recognize them as mere productions of the mind and not absolute truth. This practice of observation is a significant step towards self-awareness and emotional health. This observer perspective allows us to live more fully and authentically. By understanding that thoughts come and go, we can choose which ones deserve our attention and energy. Think of your mind as a garden. It can choose to water the flowers or the weeds. Next time a disturbing thought arises, try to see it as a passing cloud. Remember, your happiness and mental health depend on your ability to create this distance and live in the present. Emotions, like thoughts, are not inherently good or bad. They are just responses from our body and mind to external and internal stimuli. Fear, anger, and other intense emotions may seem uncontrollable, but the key to dealing with them is to stop feeding them. Emotional health improves significantly when we understand that we don't need to overcome these emotions, but rather learn not to create them unnecessarily. For example, when feeling angry, ask yourself, does this really deserve my emotional energy? Controlling the mind may seem like a daunting task, but it is absolutely essential for a balanced and happy life. Imagine your mind as a powerful computer. If you don't know how to use the keyboard, you might end up wasting time and energy on programs you don't want. Learning to manage your mind is like discovering the right shortcuts to produce joy and avoid misery. A good start is to practice meditation, which helps create an internal space of silence, allowing you to observe your thoughts without identifying with them. To control the mind, you need to understand that we are the programmers of this mental computer. Every day we feed our minds with information, experiences, and emotion. If we program our minds with positive and productive thoughts, we will reap healthy and balanced results. Practical example is starting the day with a gratitude routine. Upon waking up, write down 3 things you are grateful for. This simple exercise can reprogram your mindset and promote mental and emotional health. Controlling the mind doesn't mean eliminating all negative thoughts, but learning to manage them consciously. It's like driving a car. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your reactions to the traffic. By taking control of your mind, you can choose which thoughts and emotions to allow in. This leads to a more harmonious and balanced life, where mental health becomes a natural priority. Every small step to mastering your mind is a big step towards living with more joy and less suffering. Anger is a powerful emotion that can poison our system if not managed correctly. It's not about avoiding anger as if it were an external entity, but understanding that it is something you become. When we let ourselves be carried away by anger, it dominates our thoughts and actions. harming our emotional and mental health. Recognizing this is the first step to preventing anger from taking over. Practical example of dealing with anger is the pause and breathe technique. When you feel anger rising, take a pause and breathe deeply several times. This simple act can create a space between the impulse to react and the action itself, allowing you to choose a more thoughtful response. Additionally, other practices like walking, journaling, or exercising can help dissipate anger. Understanding that the mind must follow your instructions is crucial. If we allow anger to control us, we lose command over our actions and thoughts. Cultivating a daily practice of reflection, like journaling or meditating, can help strengthen this control. Thus, you begin to realize that anger is just a passing emotion and not something that defines who you are. With this awareness, mental health improves and you become more resilient in the face of adversity. Fear is an emotion that often arises from our own imagination. We think of catastrophic scenarios that most of the time never materialize. By understanding this, we can begin to see fear from a new perspective. It is not a reflection of reality, but a creation of our mind. Learning to deal with fear is fundamental for self-awareness and emotional health. To overcome fear, an effective technique is positive visualization. Instead of imagining the worst possible scenario, visualize a positive outcome. For example, if you are afraid of public speaking, imagine yourself giving an incredible presentation, receiving applause and praise. Practicing this regularly can reprogram your mind to focus on positive possibilities, promoting a healthier and more balanced mindset. Additionally, it is important to recognize that most of our fears never materialize. By becoming aware of this, we can start challenging these thoughts and replacing them with more realistic and constructive scenarios. Keeping a thought journal can be helpful. Write down your fears, and after some time, review them to see how many actually happen. This simple exercise can help reduce the influence of fear in your life, improving your mental and emotional health. The mind should not be seen as a factory of positive or negative thoughts, but as something that often operates unconsciously. When we understand this, we realize that conscious control of our thoughts is crucial for a balanced life. Mental health depends heavily on our ability to manage these mental processes actively and deliberately. For example, imagine your mind is like a river with a strong current. If you simply let yourself be carried away by the current, you may end up in undesirable places. However, if you learn to swim and control your movements, you can navigate wherever you want. Similarly, it is essential to train our minds to operate in our favor. Practices like meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools to develop this ability of conscious control. A mind under conscious control can produce surprising results. Instead of getting lost in random and often negative thoughts, you can direct your mental energy towards constructive goals. The daily practice of reflecting on your thoughts and emotions allows you to recognize patterns and make more informed decisions. This not only improves emotional health, but also strengthens your ability to face challenges with a positive and resilient mindset. The human mind functions like an incessant calculator of thoughts. It adds and multiplies ideas, worries, and reflections, but rarely subtracts or divides. Understanding this fundamental mechanism is crucial to effectively managing our thoughts. Without this understanding, we risk being overwhelmed by a constant flow of thoughts, which can negatively affect our mental health. To illustrate, think of your mind as a workspace. If you keep adding papers and projects without ever removing or organizing anything, you will soon be overwhelmed and unable to find what you need. Similarly, the mind needs moments of cleaning and organization. Engaging in activities that calm and clarify the mind, like reading a good book or taking a walk in nature, can help balance this constant addition of thoughts. Understanding how the mind operates allows you to take practical steps to manage it. Instead of drowning in a sea of worries, you can learn to navigate these waters skillfully. Stress management techniques such as deep breathing exercises and guided meditation can be incredibly helpful. This way, you can transform the multiplicity of thoughts into something productive and positive, promoting robust mental health and a more balanced mindset. The mind and body are vehicles meant to serve the purpose of our lives. When our mind goes off course, it becomes a nuisance, diverting us from our goals and affecting our mental health. Just as a car needs an attentive and skilled driver to stay on the right path, our mind needs to be guided with care and purpose. Imagine driving on a winding road. If you don't pay attention, you could end up veering off the path and facing difficulty. Similarly, if we don't take control of our mind, it can be diverted by negative thoughts and destabilizing emotions. An effective practice is to set clear goals and review them regularly, staying focused on what truly matters. The mind needs to be trained and disciplined to follow the instructions you give it. Practices like daily planning, meditation, and reflection can be seen as regular maintenance for the vehicle of the mind. By keeping your mind focused and disciplined, you promote not only emotional health, but also the ability to achieve your goals more efficiently. Remember, just as a well-maintained vehicle offers a smooth journey, a well-managed mind provides a more harmonious and fulfilling life. Creating a distance between yourself and your psychological and physiological processes is essential to ending suffering. Often we are so identified with our thoughts and emotions that we forget they are just a part of us, not our entirety. By observing these processes as a spectator, we can alleviate the emotional and mental burden we carry. Imagine yourself sitting by a river, watching the water flow. Thoughts and emotions are like leaves floating in the current. They come and go without you needing to attach to them. This practice of detachment and conscious observation is fundamental to self-awareness and emotional health. By focusing on the sensation of being alive, you connect with the present moment, reducing the influence of negative thoughts and emotions. Focusing on the sensation of being alive also means appreciating small moments and finding gratitude in simple things. Try starting the day with a moment of silence, just feeling your breath and heartbeat. This practice can bring a new perspective on life, helping to reduce suffering and promote a more balanced mental health. Remember, by creating this distance between you and your internal processes, open up space for a fuller and more conscious life. Taking control of your mind and body is the key to achieving lasting happiness. Often, we try to eliminate negative thoughts by force. This only creates more resistance. Instead, it is more effective to focus on managing them consciously. Mental health heavily depends on our ability to choose how to react to the thoughts and emotions that arise. Think of your mind as a garden. If you spend all your time pulling out weeds, you will never have time to plant and nurture flowers. Similarly, instead of trying to eliminate all negative thoughts, focus on cultivating positive and productive thoughts. Practicing gratitude, for example, is an effective way to redirect your focus. Writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day can transform your mindset and promote better emotional health. Controlling the mind also involves self-care and mindfulness practice. Taking daily time for meditation or breathing exercises can help stabilize your mind and reduce stress. By doing so, you create a more harmonious internal environment where happiness can naturally flourish. Remember, happiness is not the absence of problems, but the ability to deal with them in a balanced and conscious way. Now that you have gained this valuable knowledge, it's time to apply it to your daily life. Think about how you can create a healthy distance between you and your thoughts. Cultivate a positive mindset and strengthen your emotional health. What steps can you take today to start this transformation? Maybe it's practicing gratitude in the morning, meditating for a few minutes, or simply observing your thoughts without attaching to them. Make these changes and see how your life can transform. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are here to support and guide you. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning and growing. Together, we can overcome anger, fear, and anxiety, living a fuller and happier life. What will be your next steps? How will you apply these practices in your daily life? Leave your comments below. We want to know your thoughts and experiences. And don't forget to share this video with anyone you think might also benefit from these techniques. Let's spread knowledge and promote mental and emotional health for everyone.